Just to recap, I am in Adobe Illustrator. I've got these files open, and I'm just going to run through this real quickly. Here's my pen tool up here. I've got my double column toolbox done by clicking on this little caret up here, open closed. I'm going to grab my pen tool. I am going to look at, set the fill color to none. I have set my stroke color to a nice bright color. I grabbed my stroke from the window up here. This is where everything is kept in alphabetical order. And down here you can see I've got all the exercise files open. It'll list them out for you and then tab them up at the top so you can move through them. So remember that the shift key, even if I have my mouse down here, see, I'm putting my finger on the shift key. This is how you get nice, clean, straight lines. Even if I try to do this with my finger on the shift key, I still get the 45-degree angle. And then I can hit the escape tool and start over. Escape is on the top left-hand corner of your keyboard. Shift click, shift click, shift click. So everybody seemed to be getting this in class. Let me just show you the point of this little exercise. If I'm shift clicking away, and it didn't shift click there because that wasn't a 45-degree angle. Now, let me just show you something. I'm going to do this. I'm going to be way up here and come down. La 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 la, here I go. And if you're doing this, you can sort of feel your computer snapping to these points, these non-printing guides. So I'm going to stop right now. I hit the escape key, and then I'll start again here. La 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 la. Oh hum. Okay. So let's take a look. See this tool, the direct selection tool. We used to call it the hollow arrow tool. Watch what I'm going to do. I'm going to marquee a box, and I've just, let me zoom in, Command plus sign. So I've marqueed a box, and you can see, I think, that these two anchor points are highlighted in blue. I'm going to do Command J. Command J joins two sections of a path. All right, so you can give that a try. And then if I come here and I take, again, my direct selection tool and I click on the path itself, I can pull that down. If I click on an anchor point and hold my finger on the shift key, I can drag straight up and down. If I click on a path and hold my finger on the shift key, I can drag back and forth or up and down. All right, so that's number one. I think that's pretty straightforward. Let's go over curves. I'm going to do these two exercises in this video, and then I'll make a new one so it doesn't become too long. So I am going to click and drag in the direction that the curve is going. So this curve is going down. I'm going to click and drag down. Now the curve is going up, so I'm going to click and drag up. Now the curve is going down, so I'm going to click and drag down. Now the curve is going up, so I'm going to click and drag up. Now the curve is going down, la 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 la. And you can see I'm missing the curve in a couple of areas. I'm going to put my finger on the space bar to get my grabber hand and then keep going so that I hit the escape key. And now I can go back, and by changing the handles, I can make this work. Finger on the space bar. See that? This one is a little bit more, let me change the color. Let me make it chunky. You can see what I'm doing. I'm going to go like here. I'm going to go, whoops, sorry. I'm going to go here. So I just want you to get into the habit of understanding why the pen tool can feel really super random sometimes. But if you practice enough, you're going to understand how to control it. All right? I know that most of you worked on this in class. So this one I've even put the directional arrows in for you, right? So we go up, we go to the side, we go down. This is a good one to practice if you don't if you're not getting your handles in the right direction. Just follow the arrows, all right? And then you can go back in and edit them. All right, curves and corners. This one was a little tough. Let's try it. So I'm going to start with a nice chunky red line. So shift key, click. Now I have to tell the pen tool that, hey, this was a straight line, but now I want a curve. So I do that by clicking again and pulling. It's one movement, click and pull, and then I can come up here. Right? Try it again. This time I click and drag in one motion. I click and drag in one motion, and then again I have to say to the pen tool, hey, I'm done with these curves, I want a straight line. And so I click on the point, and that's what I get. And then for this one, I'm going to click and drag, click and drag. See, I got that one backwards. That's okay. Now I have to say, okay, I see how it wants to give me an S curve. It wants this curve to go down. I have to click and say, nope, not what I'm looking for, not what I'm looking for. You can use these little handles if you want to, but basically I'm changing direction. I'm letting the pen tool know, hey, I want to change directions. This is the one I'd like you to skip. We're going to do this in class on Wednesday. And here's the last one. And so just give this Volkswagen a try. All right. So let me zoom in. And this is what we just practiced, where I have this curve. Let me make this a little brighter so you can see what I'm doing. All right. So I have this curve and another curve. Now it's a straight. Now, look, it wants to give me a curve. So I'm going to say straight line. And I'll do a curve. I'll do a curve. And then I need a straight line. So I'm going to click, whoops, straight line, straight line, straight line. And now I'm going to click and put the handle in. And I'm going to click and do another curve. Straight line, straight line. Now here, I can just do a short curve. Time and practice are the secret ingredients, okay? And then if I wanted to, you'll notice that I can kind of twirl this out. I can add an anchor point, I can delete an anchor point, or I can change the way the anchor point moves. We're going to talk about this in class on Wednesday, but I just want you to be aware of all of these different tools stuffed in under the pen tool, okay? Go ahead and give that a try. Work on your 3 words, and I'll see you in class on Wednesday.